Game number 11 for the Boston Celtics as they head to Atlanta to finish off their 3-game road trip. Welcome into the Celtics pregame report for CLNS Media. I'm your host, Josue Pavone, and I'm joined by Jeff Siegel of SB Nation's Peachtree Hoops. Jeff, thanks for checking in.
How you doing?
So the Hawks have had a rough start to the season, of course. I mean, they sit at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, including the biggest losing streak of the season so far. What are some positive takeaways in the early go that the Hawks fans should be happy about?
I think the young guys have been playing decently well. John Collins doesn't look awful, which is pretty good for a rookie. Taurean Prince has had some nice moments. Even Kent Bazemore has had some moments as a primary ball handler, which has been a surprise because he's been pretty poor at that throughout his career. But of course, these are just little things that are not great for the long-term success of the team, perhaps. But there's just little things every game that people show.
So the last time Al Horford made a visit to Atlanta, it wasn't a good one for the veteran big man. Are people in Atlanta still mad at Horford for signing with the Celtics, or can we expect a different reception tonight?
I don't think that. I personally would never boo Al Horford in the arena. It just seems he gave so many great years to the city and to the team. So it seems very odd that people were mad at him for leaving, especially with the way ownership and the GM sort of decided to move on from him and sign Dwight Howard, which of course didn't work out at all. But I do. Once the Atlanta fans sort of pick a direction to go, they sort of stick with that. So it wouldn't surprise me if they are still sort of mad at him for leaving. But obviously, I don't think they should be.
This edition of the Celtics pregame report is being brought to you by Greats.com, the makers of great, classic, stylish, and comfortable sneakers sold at a great price. Head over to Greats.com and enter the promo code Celtics Roundtable to save 15% off of your first purchase. That's Greats.com and use the promo code Celtics Roundtable to get 15% off. Jeff, Dennis Schroeder has continued to improve his game ever since taking over the starting point guard job since Jeff Teague left for Indiana and is now in Minnesota. Schroeder just turned 24 last month with 4 years of experience under his belt. But does that mean we can still expect more out of him, or do you think he's reached a ceiling at this point?
Yeah, I think the Hawks have to expect a lot more out of him. He's been really good at getting to the rim, but he's still not a great passer. He's still really, at this point, not a very good defender. He's got a lot of athleticism, and he can pick up at 94 feet, and he can do things like that. But he really doesn't really get into guys. He doesn't focus off the ball. There's a lot of defensive miscues that we're seeing early this season, which, we would have hoped by, the start of his fifth year would start to be ironed out of his game. And of course, the passing and ball handling still need a little bit of work. But of course, he's an explosive guard. He can get to the rim whenever he wants to. So it's, there's obviously something there with Schroeder, but he's got a lot of room for improvement in a lot of little areas.
All right, Jeff, it's prediction time. I do this every single episode, but if you want to surprise everyone with a prediction, you can. But if you want to just stick to the what Vegas has for the winner of this game, you can also do that too. Who wins tonight?
It's got to be Boston. They're clearly the better team here. You could try to construct an argument in your head about how Schroeder will get up to play against Kyrie Irving, and he'll really get into him defensively, and the rest of the team will sort of step up in that way. But it doesn't seem, it's not logical in any way. I think Boston's clearly the better team here, and a 10 to 15 point win wouldn't surprise me in any way for the Celtics.
All right, he is Jeff Siegel of Peachtree Hoops. You can follow him on Twitter at JGSiegel. And Jeff, thanks for stopping by. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Celtics pregame report. Special thanks to Jeff once again for joining me, and special thanks to everyone who tuned in to yet another edition of the Celtics pregame report. Tune into tonight's postgame show for CLNS Media following the game on CLNSmedia.com. You can call in 347-215-7771 to join the program. Again, the phone number to call in is 347-215-7771 after the game to get on the air. You can also listen to it on demand at CLNS Media's mobile app. Weekday shows air on the Celtics Newsfeed channel, on iTunes, Stitcher, and the CLNS Media mobile app. For today's Boston Celtics pregame report with Josue Pavone, this is Josue Pavone signing off.